Hey folks, thanks for joining us for the big reveal of the Fall 2020 Mystery Soap series. In a moment, we'll reveal the secret theme for the series, but first we just want to remind you to go back and start at the beginning if you want to play the guessing game. There are 5 different soaps, all with their own video and hint, and you can click on the eye above to start with the first soap right now. This is your last chance to click away without spoilers because we know our followers have been waiting patiently and trying to get their best guesses in, and the wait is over. Now you get to know the theme at last. So in summary, here are all of the finished soaps together in the order that we released the videos for them. And here are all of the clues that appeared at the end of the video for each soap in the order that we showed them to you. And all of these are references to the mystery theme, which very few of you guessed, but you did so great at knowing what the soaps were meant to look like. So we're thinking the fandom itself isn't familiar territory for most of our viewers, but that's okay. We hope you still had fun because we definitely did. So the secret theme for the mystery soap series was My Favorite Murder, the True Crime Podcast. Each soap was a reference to a theme or common phrase that the hosts use on the podcast, as we're big fans of their work. We'll go over each soap, clue, and Easter egg to sort of debrief what was going on in all of the videos. We'll start with the first soap. The name of this soap is Elvis Want a Cookie because Georgia, one of the hosts, always asked her Siamese cat, Elvis, if he wants a cookie at the end of each episode. Since we have no idea what a giant cat cookie made out of soap would look like, and we were pretty sure neither would our fans, we went pretty literal and made a human-style cookie. The fragrance is sweet, buttery, and a little chocolatey, just like chocolate chip cookies. The clue was a drawing of a cat in a crown, which we did because Elvis is a cat, of course. We also wanted to reference his name, and Elvis, the singer, was sometimes called the King, so the crown is for the royalty reference. In terms of Easter eggs, the brown soap used for the chocolate chunks are actually scraps from the 5th mystery soap. The second Easter egg is that while Eli is cutting up the embeds, you can see the cookie cutter in the background, which we used in soap number 4. The second soap was also something that most of you guessed the aesthetic of, a canned drink like a soda. The name of this soap is actually canned wine, because one of the hosts, Georgia, regularly cracks open a can of wine to enjoy during recording. So we made the contents of the can a kind of dusty rose pinkish red to emulate a red wine. The fragrance is sweet, fruity, and has that signature wine afternote. The clue was a fingerprint, which was a reference to the theme of the podcast that inspired the series. Fingerprints are associated with crime and detectives and such. The first Easter egg you can see is that there's a ring from a canning lid on the table behind Eli as he cuts the soap. This is to make it extra clear that yes, we're talking about cans of something. The name of this soap is Stay Out of the Forest, because this is advice the hosts regularly give jokingly. To make it look kind of like trees that are getting darker and darker as you get deeper into the forest, we made the bottom part very dark and the tree covering on top a lighter green. The dark green embeds, yes, the same ones that poor Eli was swearing about.
This color! Oh my god, why?
Those were the trees that were furthest back and darkest. They're meant to be spooky, so it kind of worked out that they weren't flat like the others. The fragrance is fresh and woodsy like evergreen trees, and we think people of all genders will enjoy this one. It's meant to look like an abstract cross-section of a dark forest. The clue was the word politeness crossed out. This is because the My Favorite Murder hosts have a saying, which is politeness. F politeness and do what you need to stay safe. This is a fan favorite in terms of catchphrases, so we were pretty sure that those who were familiar with the fandom would get it from this hint. And the Easter eggs in this one, there was a tree pattern on the thumbnail of this video. The second Easter egg was the container on the table. While Eli makes the embeds, there's a container with the label Forest Embeds on it. This was actually totally accidental, and I considered blurring it out in editing, but decided in the end that it'd be another Easter egg. The fourth soap, which was sort of guessed by folks, was supposed to be a moth surrounded by darkness. The name of this soap is Moths in a Box, because Karen, one of the hosts, has this fear of opening a box and it being full of moths. It's scented in a dragon's blood fragrance, which we always thought was a little old-fashioned smelling. It's meant to look like a dark box with a gray moth inside. The clue was addressed with pockets, particularly Karen, but both of the hosts like to mention on their live shows that their dress has pockets. This is partly because pockets on dresses are something of a feminist symbol, and both Karen and Georgia identify as feminists. For Easter eggs leading up to this, we had the cookie cutter in the shot where Eli cut the embeds for the Elvis Want a Cookie soap. Then you see the completed soap appear while he's cutting the loaf of canned wine. The fifth soap looks like a disembodied brown mustache suspended in a fun peachy orange soap. Pretty self-explanatory this time, right? The name of this soap is Steven's Mustache, because the sound guy from My Favorite Murder is Stephen Ray Morris, and he's well known for his mustache. Karen and Georgia sometimes reference it and playfully tease him about it on a regular basis. The clue was a microphone, as Steven's the sound guy for the podcast. Looking at Easter eggs, the Elvis Want a Cookie embeds were made out of the leftover mustache soap. And the second Easter egg is that the video thumbnail has a bunch of cats on it. Steven's own podcast, called The Purrcast, features interviews with cat owners about their cats. Steven also cat sits Georgia's cats when the My Favorite Murder show goes on the road. So this is the full series and the extra hints that you might have seen or missed along the way. The 5 different soaps in the series are available in 2 different ways. One, you can get them as a box set with all 5 soaps at a discounted price, or 2, you can get them individually / mix and matched. The soaps are available now at tubbytabby.com. They're limited edition and we only made a few, so grab yours quick. Thank you so much for joining us on the Mystery Soap series. We had so much fun putting this together for you. Thank you for tuning in, guessing in the comments, sharing the videos, and continually supporting us. It means so much. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already to join us on the next adventure.